Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Let's start from the very beginning by saying Ukraine will receive fighter jets. The Ukrainians will receive probably boots on the ground from their sponsors under the guise of a different term. So there will not be troops on the ground, there will be peacekeeping forces or loving forces or something like that. They're going to use some euphemisms to sound good, but will not change the condition, the situation. So, you have a criminal and you can call the criminal however you want. The person still committed a crime is going to be called a criminal. You can call him a not as good person, a person who made a mistake. You can use whatever to make yourself feel good and lose the significance of the action. Now, in this case, the Ukrainians, as you know, asked for many things and they received almost everything so far. They will receive everything they asked for. It just needs time. Why? The weasels need to be prepared. You know, when you go to get an injection, they sometimes you do like this and then bang. Why? They just get that ready. That's us right here. And the injection is the news. So let's go and see what's going on here. I got an article from Ukrainska Pravda. Put your goggles, the Ukrainian goggles on, the filters, as you would put the Russian filters for a Russian article or an article coming from a Russian media outlet. So this comes from Saturday, today, the 28th of January 2023. This is the title. Ukraine seeks first batch of 24 fighters jets from international allies. That means it's a done deal. When you hear, he's seeking, will, probably two, blah, 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 it's already a done deal. And they know the exact number, so please. So let's go. This is an F-16, seems like. Ukraine intends to receive 2 fighter squadrons of 12 combat aircraft each from its international allies in its first aid package. The source is Mr. Yuri Ikhnat, spokesman for the Ukrainian Air Force, in a commentary for El País news outlet, European Pravda. I think that's a Spanish, from Spain, news outlet, El País. I think so. Now, Ukraine's priority is to acquire American F-16s, although Kiev is considering French Rafale and Swedish Gripen as well. Ikhnat confirmed that in addition to the complicated political negotiations required to carry out this operation, Kiev would not be able to rely on this aircraft on the battlefield in the short term, as it will take at least 6 months to train pilots and ground support teams. Well, how about you use like the Russians, like the Soviets used in Korean War, right? On those MiG-15 Russian crews. Supposedly they were Koreans flying them. Anyway, the same thing happened with the Chinese pilots, I think, when they helped in Vietnam. They were speaking Chinese, and anyway, the pilots. This week, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reiterated that after the agreement between the United States and Germany to supply heavy tanks to Ukrainian troops, the next step should be to provide Ukraine with fighter jets. And let me tell you, the next step will be to provide Ukraine with long-range missile systems, which they will get. And then the next step would be military troops on the ground under an euphemism, a different term. Not fighters, they will say, I don't know, as I said before, loving troops or peacekeeping or anyway. As previously reported, the Royal Air Force stands for supplying fighter jets to Ukraine after Russian troops are pushed out of Ukrainian territory. Well, they're already out of the Ukrainian territory, are they? According to Russians, they're on Russia's territory after the referenda. Hey, it depends how you look at the issue. Previously, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius spoke out against providing Ukraine with German fighter jets, and I'm quoting, "This is out of the question." And quote, he said, well, remember that one, my friends. German says, out of the question. Out of the question were howitzers, were tanks, where many things were out of the question. Airplanes now, no, you're going to receive them. No, they will get them. Now, meanwhile, Dutch Foreign Minister Wopke Hoekstra said last week that the Netherlands has no taboo on discussing a request for F-16s if Ukraine asks for them, and Ukraine will be so shy when not asked. Okay. And the Slovak government, here you go, has spoken directly about plans to give Ukraine Soviet-made MiG-29s. Oh, I thought they were garbage. Now what's going on there? But it's okay. That's the way it is. When you don't have it, you don't need it, the sour grape thing. When you have it, that's the best thing I ever had. So that's the first article. Remember, they will receive fighter jets, I guarantee you, 24 at the beginning, and they will ask for more and they will receive more. And then the Brits said, well, we're going to provide them with some airplanes just after the Russians are leaving, just to patrol the skies. That's going to get me to the next article, which says exactly that. But remember, euphemisms are euphemisms. All right, this article comes from the new Voice of Ukraine from January 28th, today, Saturday, 2023. UK might donate fighter jets to Ukraine for air policing. Air policing. Oh my, that's how they call them. What if the Russians never leave? Are you still going to deliver it? I guess yes. The newspaper did not specify how exactly Russia's withdrawal would be defined. Commenting on the matter, one of the newspaper's source says, and I'm quoting, "Never say never." I totally agree with you. I would say always right here in this case. While another one stressed that, and I'm quoting, "It's not the priority now regarding fighter jet transfers." You see how these guys from no, they go to might, right? And then they say here, never say never. Another priority right now. That means it will happen. The decision is they will, but not right now. You see how they escalate it? It's okay. We're used with these whistles. The British Army is concerned that the Royal Air Force, RAF, and Royal Navy, and I'm quoting, are not pulling their weight in providing support for Ukraine. Do you have any treaty with Ukraine? Are you bound by any I don't know, declarations or agreements? No. So what they're talking about? You are not pulling their weight. Who says who? Oh, your allies. I forgot. Okay. The Telegraph wrote, however, the RAF and the Navy explained that their equipment, it's much more complex to use and takes longer to train on. Well, send British pilots. That's going to happen. That's my prediction. But hey, according to these guys, then remember, according to these guys, it takes 6 months. That means you're not going to see any any British airplanes on the sky over there for at least 6 months if the Russians just retreat now somehow. However, the Telegraph said British sailors have been teaching Ukrainians since July 2022 how to operate Sandow-class mine hunters. Good. All right, that's great. So let's go back to my face here and discuss this a little bit. Ukrainians, whatever, will receive fighter jets, they will receive long-range missiles, and troops will be there. The Brits say that, Germans said, no, we're not gonna, it's out of the question. Oh yeah, until the big boss comes and grabs you by the, oh, you don't have balls, my bad. I don't know, I think taps you over there or something and makes you do that, and you will do it because you are under their spell. And I would say occupation, since these guys have nuclear weapons on your territory, but you don't have on their territories, and you don't have nuclear weapons. Woohoo! And by the way, you have American military bases on your territories. How many do you have on your territory? How many you have on U.S. territory? Zero. All right, keine, zero. Anyway, so let's move on. The Brits said, well, but not right now. We're waiting for these guys to be kicked out. These are euphemisms, policing the skies and all this. This is just euphemism. The reality is you're gonna see these guys involved sooner or later. If the war still goes for about, I don't know, 4 months at least 4 months. I would say in 3 months, between 3 months and 4 months, there will be British airplanes over there. And I think in a few weeks you're gonna see any other MiG-29s and whatever the Ukrainians want, F-16s. MiG-29s, you're gonna see them within a month. F-16s, maybe you're gonna see them in about, I would say, 2 to 3 months, and then the other ones will follow. I mean, it's if nothing happens in with a war, like one of the sides collapses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.